Shortly. I did say shortly. Okay. Don't seem as messing with me.
Made you look.
Yeah. God. Like, I don't have enough heart attacks as it is. Did I even finish the show notes? Okay, yeah, I did. All right, we're good.
We need to add assignments.
Oh, Lord. I forgot that. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Here.
Okay. And it's what happens when McCullough's not here. It all goes to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, that happens. I was also too busy fiddling with stuff to...
I know. Oh, why don't I look and see if podcast live... Yeah. Ooh. Ah. Bad. Okay. I need to mute or we're really going to have trouble. All right. I see us live. Yeah, the only thing we need are overlays and stuff like that for next time.
Oof.
What's wrong?
You've just turned 16-bit.
No. Oh, okay.
I think it's because you're uploading more than normal.
Yeah, there we go. How's that?
Still a little
pixelated on my screen.
Yeah, it's going to be my internet. As long as are you guys okay? It's just me.
Yeah, but you also look good on the.
If you look it on the stream, you're okay.
Yeah, it looks fine on the stream. So, Lord only knows. All right, I'll be right back. Gotta let a dog out.
He's just pixelated out to protect his identity.
I'll do ESON.
Who is DNB 516? Hanging out in the Wild Classic voice channel.
I don't know. They've been in there since all day. So probably somebody who thought they were joining the chat channel and never left.
Clicked it and then forgot.
Ask them what they parse.
Sniper don't queue.
Do you even parse, brah?
No, I messed up.
I'll do Guild Wars 2 as well, and then Titsemo.
Two-factor everything, auth codes all over the place. Fine. Someday, and that day may never come, identity management and authentication will be fixed, and we won't need this. Oops.
I'll say it is nice being able to log in with my face.
Yes,
saves a lot of time.
That's the kind of thing. That's at least part of it.
My
you can still get
computer and my
multiple
phone
factors.
Yeah. You were all kinds of...
We're all kinds of discombobulated.
If you sit still, then it's just your face that's 16-bit, but your shirt will be okay. It's okay, though. As long as we can hear you clearly and get a big
that's all I
idea
care
of what
about.
you're
I'll worry
doing.
about... I don't even have an HD cam. All I have is a Logitech from when they first came out, I think. So, all right.
But you guys are... If you're watching the chat channel, you'll only see us one at a time, right?
No, you should see everybody.
I believe so. Let me look. I'm looking.
You see, I see all four if I'm actually in the call, but only one if I'm looking at the channel.
Yes, that's what I see too.
But does it pop up on who's active?
Yeah.
Whoever's active is who pops up like in a little square on your screen.
That's weird.
But
encountered an error.
I've opened Discord in my browser also.
Yeah.
So I'm using that to look at the chat channel.
Okay, that would help. Yeah, because I'm looking at it on what Twitch is previewing.
Yeah.
And it's showing all four
Twitch is going
blocks.
to show what you're showing. Yeah.
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 Twitch is going to show this. Okay. We're good.
Yeah,
then.
just don't click into the chat channel.
No, I'm not. I'm using my phone for the chat channel.
Yeah,
that's what I had to do last time.
Yeah. Or like good. Max, I could probably I don't want to call up a second instant Discord over here and blow things up. All right. Chat room, let us know when you can see and hear us. If you can.
Well, they should be able to now. We're live.
Yeah.
Right? Who's in the chat room?
Hopefully I'm doing this the right channel. There we go.
Let me turn on my volume. I can see us.
Yeah, we're streaming, so that's good. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is the Let me.
Oh yeah, pinging everything.
I gotta do the ping thing, and thank you for putting up with technical difficulties. All right.
So which one of us is host 1 and which one's host 2? I'm not sure. I haven't keep track.
I think I'm hosting.
Okay. Then I shall update that as well.
Thank you.
Host 1.
And let me host us on the AIE channel.
AIE SEMA, there you are. Whoops.
Am I muted?
No, you're fine.
No.
Oh, that's my browser. It says I'm muted.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there's no. And to your right is not host 3.
Nope. All right. AIE-guild.info/discord and AIE-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. So we're not screwing that up. All right. Tweeting it from the right account. Retweet.
Make sure there's no host 3s.
Retweet. All right. We're good there. We're good there. All right.
I will also be the host 3.
And then I will drop this. It scared me. All right. And then I think I will do one blast to Discord. So I'm going to drop this. I'll do it right here. Right here.
Okay. Host 3 is gone.
Live now. All right. Or live now. Depends on where the emphasis is. Okay.
It's on the wrong syllable.
Right. Those darn syllables.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
I heard someone's Discord.
Oh, that's... Oh, Lars says link.
Oh, it's your phone. I'm hearing your phone. Okay, that's fine.
Do you want? Are you
No, my
sending them
phone's
to?
muted.
Oh, I hear someone's phone then.
Yeah, it's probably Max's notifications.
No, I'm on headphones. Are you sending them to twitch.tv/
No,
Semi or
to the podcast live stream.
Which
we're
is
rehosting it on there. AIE-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. I'll put it in there.
Let's see what happens when I go there. Podcast live stream.
I've turned everything down, so...
Yeah, it's showing us, so that's good.
Yep.
Okay, we're good?
Is anybody watching on the AIE podcast stream? Should we have someone watching that too?
Max just tweeted that out as well. All right, let me go to my channel. It says I'm streaming. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, I think... Okay. Yay, Lars says audio good. All right. I think this is as good as it's going to get for now.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in post. No. All right. Ready, Mew?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going in 5,
Almost.
4. What?
Hold on. I was still clicking around, didn't have the notes up.
You're good.
On your own.
All right.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me close the door so that we don't have any noise from out there.
But who's... I'm still hearing...
Who's on first?
Could that
Discord.
be me?
I don't know.
Do you have headphones on, Seema?
Yeah.
I'm hearing somebody's somebody's Discord notifications, and I hear them every once in a while on the SOTOR podcast as well.
Well, that's
I'll just turn the volume down on my speakers. if
Okay.
it's-
All right, we should be
It's
good.
not doing it now.
Nope, we're good. All right, a little late, but let's get this show on the road. We got classic to go. All right,
Yep.
we're going live in 5, 4, 3. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
Everything old is new. I mean, classic. Again.
Star Wars Cantina is in New York, and we're meeting up.
Moon Fair is ending, but anniversary activities are just starting.
You want to captain that Romulan ship? Now you can.
Farmers Fair is starting, and we're invading.
All that and more coming up right now.
I hear no audio.
Bringing you the latest news from the
Wait, I kinda hear
AIE
it.
gaming
It's really
community
faint.
from
I know.
Planet Earth and beyond.
I'm not touching
This
it.
is the
It's fine, I'll put it in
AIE
post.
Podcast.
Fix it in post.
Yeah, I'll fix it in post. That's fine. I'm not changing the audio setting and getting echoes again. All right. Welcome to episode 327 of the podcast, celebrating you, the Aliyah Ioctast gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast. This is Tetsemi, and to my right, actually, is Mew Cow.
Greetings, guildies.
This week, we are joined by special guests Seema and Max, who are here to talk to us about AIE in SOTOR. Welcome.
Yes, we are.
Indeed.
All right. Oh, and it looks like the DOA raid team has invaded the Twitch channel, so everything is working.
Awesome.
All right. So we're going to go around the room and find out what everyone's been up to in or out of game, and then we'll get to the news, and then we'll talk about SOTOR and WoW Classic. So let's start with Seema. What have you been up to?
Well, I'm pretty excited about the release of Onslaught, which is the next X-Pack for SWTOR. But that is not happening until October.
We hope.
Yeah, we hope.
We hope, yeah. Based on the PTS.
So right now, I'm pretty much on the WoW Classic hype train. I mean, when they first announced it at BlizzCon a couple years ago, I was like, "Oh, that's such a cute idea. I'm definitely going to check that out." But the last few weeks, there's been so much excitement from AIE guildies. I'm excited now too, and I can't wait to log in tomorrow and make my orc and get my 1 silver and contribute it for the guild charter. I'm going to be crushed if I can't log in. You know, like if there's if I get in a queue and the guild gets formed while I'm still, making coffee.
Yeah.
Because I can't log in or whatever.
Exactly. No, but the excitement is just, it's building and building and building.
Yeah, and it's I mean, for me it's awesome because I haven't set up my add-ons. I picked my names that I wanted to make sure I got, which I got, and I'm really happy about. But we have such a WoW Classic community going. I know that when I do get ready to do add-ons, I can go, "Hey, how do I get this add-on?"
Right.
And everybody else will know.
Yeah, I think it's Commander Taco or Taco Noob in
Noob Taco.
Noob Taco, yeah, has been really good about that.
Yeah, he has a site that he created actually called Will It Classic,
which is a great name.
Familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on in my brain right now.
Awesome. What about you, Max?
And Noob Taco's in the chat room right now. So thank you, Noob Taco. Yeah, I'm excited about SWTOR. I'm excited about. I've been doing. I was looking through the notes here, and I kept dropping in as we go through the game news. I was like, "Oh, I was playing that this week. I have some comments on. Oh, I was playing that this week. I have some comments." So, little of everything. Bunch of Star Wars still. Getting ready for WoW Classic. Still doing some stuff in WoW on both Horde and Alliance. I was in. Well, I've been dipping into Final Fantasy, but mostly only to do the jackpot.
Right. Yeah.
All I've been doing there. I didn't log in today to see if I won. I probably did.
No, I think it's like trying to get the Gamoran max in SOTOR. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about the casinos. I got to get in there. The most levels I've done this week has actually been in Lord of the Rings online. And we had our mandatory fun night there last night. That was pretty fun. And yeah, and we'll get to it a little bit. I was in No Man's Sky a little bit too. So a little bit of everything, a lot of everything, a little bit of everything else.
All right. And Mew, what have you been up to?
Oh, a little bit of everything. Probably. I did finally get flight in Warcraft, so, but I'm not so sure if I mentioned that last time or not. It's been a blur. But just having that has kind of made raiding interesting. Now I can actually fly myself to the raid and get flushed down the proverbial toilet. And
yes, that is what we're calling it.
Yeah, and yeah, just it makes everything pretty easy.
I hear a little protest outside the door.
Yeah, there's some protesting going on. Apparently, the podcast is very controversial. The big thing is it's just like things like Mechagon are a completely different experience now with flight. I mean, yeah, that if you do Mechagon enough to get the rocket pack, that's pretty game changing too.
Yeah,
because you can do everything with that rocket pack, like even collecting stuff, and so it's actually kind of worth it to grind those and make a few of those to jump around. But yeah, flight in general, especially as my main character being a druid, instant mount up and fly around just makes things so much more interesting and easy.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that rocket pack the way I love the broom
because it's instant.
Yeah.
Yep. Everyone gets a little taste of druid flight form during Halloween.
Exactly.
Yep. And then other than that, lots of time in Final Fantasy XIV. I have 4 or 5 alts that I'm all trying to get to the end game. Just as even though you don't need alts in Final Fantasy XIV, there are 3 different server data centers. So I try to have like a viable character in each one because I do have friends scattered all over the place. Although interesting news at the last Gamescom, I think, is that Final Fantasy XIV wants to get it to where everybody can visit everybody.
Nice.
So right now you can visit anybody on your data center.
Cool.
But they want to change it so everyone can.
Right.
And then beyond that, probably getting ready to move.
Yeah, you got the house.
Yeah, we're buying a house, and in fact, we were going to close on it Friday, but they're like, you know what? We just want to get rid of this thing. Come take it on Wednesday. So we're moving all the closing to Wednesday if possible. So that'll be my life for the next month.
Yeah.
But hopefully no interruptions to the podcasting. Although the view might change back here a little bit as things happen. As there's already even more boxes stacked up in the corner and whatnot, but. We'll see. That's been my focus for the most part.
Gotcha.
How about you?
Well, I think you forgot one thing though. Didn't horseshoes and hand grenades get Ashara down?
They did, and I totally. It was so not that it was anticlimactic, but like after the fight of Zequel, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Then you do Ashara, and it just compared to his chaos. Her chaos was just a little bit easier.
Gotcha.
We didn't spend nearly as much time on her, I don't think. But yeah, we're finally what is it, 8 of 8?
Nice.
9 of 9. Yeah.
8 of 8
for normal, and we've already been delving pretty deep into heroic, so we're moving right along, and getting that fun gear. That's what this is all about, right? Getting the gear.
Exactly. And I'm sure we're going to talk to Max and Seema about gear coming up shortly. But as far as what I've been doing, I have been raiding. We're now 7 of 8. We finally got Zakul down. And we're going to work on Ashara on Wednesday. Because tonight we're probably going to do the heroic Warfront and try and get another piece of 430 gear. Because gear counts.
That guaranteed gear is why that's important to do.
Just hope you don't already have something in that slot that's that good. So I've been doing that, focusing on WoW Classic, which we'll talk about, trying to get everyone informed about how everything's going to run tomorrow, get tied into the UFG, the United Federation of Guilds, podcast, Discord, all that, and get everyone in that. And like I said, we'll cover that in a little bit. So that's what I've been up to mostly, and playing a lot of Minecraft with my daughter, as we have a realm and we've been hopping in, doing stuff, and then hopping out. And playing a lot of For the King on the Switch. It's a roguelike. It's very fun. It's also very frustrating because it's a roguelike. So,
has there been some patches in Minecraft? Because I'm hearing that being mentioned a lot in the last week.
All I see on Minecraft lately is that they added bees, and I don't know if that's just Xbox.
Not bees, not the bees.
Or what? But I mean, I see pictures of bees. I see pictures of like hives and people raising bees for honey, and I don't know. The one we play on is the Java version on the PC that added the shipwrecks, and so her favorite thing to do is just hop in a rowboat, go find a sunken temple or a sunken ship and explore that. So yeah. So, all right. Well, we will get to SOTOR shortly, but first, let's get into this week's news. AIE News. All right. That's as good as it gets. And speaking of news and community, I see you, Max. I'm playing with the backgrounds there. SOTOR Escape Podcast 305, testing our patience, and boy were they. Max and Seema discussed the PvP season details, the level sync feedback, and the bounty hunter abilities. And in 306, the mats go to 11. They were talking about the PTS heraldry updates, the achievements, the feats of strength, the first look at crafting, and why this is not going to be ready for October. That was my own personal add-on in there. We'll get to that. And in Working Class Nerds, episode 52, the Arbesh conspiracy with Inistar, Nick and Marcus sit down with the author of This Week in Arbesh blog. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Inistar.
Intisar.
Right? Intisar. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, really cool. The cool person who plays with us too.
Awesome.
From time to time.
They spotlight his novel Star Wars themed blog, get into some Star Wars predictions and some conspiracy theories. And all right. So Max, you want to cover that note you added in?
Yeah. So one other note, and we're seeing quite a bit of this happening this past weekend. Discord added on live streaming within the Discord client. So this is only this would be within the server, within the client. Only people that are in our server, in the AIE server, if that's where you launch your stream from, would see it. But what it allows you to do is say whatever game you're currently playing, it just shares a live view of your game, a live stream, into the channel. And anybody can click on your little live icon or double click you and see your stream live and blow it up full screen and watch as you play. So keep an eye out for it. I've been seeing a lot of it going on the Final Fantasy channel.
It's very eye catching because it's that bright red live on the voice channel. So you're like, what's going on over there?
Yep.
Just be aware if you do click into it, and if you do jump in to view it, it's not passive. You get dumped into the voice channel. So
yeah.
Your mics are muted.
Yeah. So that's cool. So use it if you want. If people have good feedback on how it's working out, I'm interested to hear about it. So that's cool.
Definitely. Another chance to use that might be the fact that in Nomad's news, Destiny Steam transfer process from Battle.net has begun. So you must transfer your account to Steam by October 1st, as the game will stop being playable in Battle.net as of that date, and will be live on Steam, of course. Yep. We have a link to the actual place where you move in the show notes if you need it. Yep. So yeah, that's I've been seeing a lot of activity through that. So if you want to use any of your Battle.net balances to buy stuff, like get more platinum or whatever they're calling it, I forget what they call it in this, silver, I think.
Something, yeah. Whatever currency it is.
Yeah, if you want to buy anything for it, whether it be expansions, silver, whatever, do it. And you want to use it your Battle.net balance, for example, you do it now. Like if you've been buying, you're getting a lot of WoW gold, and then buying the tokens and getting Battle.net balance, and that's your last chance to do it. Is it ends at October 1st, so get that done now. Before that goes over, because it will all transfer over. Once you do the actual transfer process, it'll all pop up in Steam. So you keep it all. You keep all the expansions, your silver, all that fun stuff. So make sure you get that done now before the end of October 1st. And then another pretty popular one that I've seen a couple of streams for is No Man's Sky, because it's been updated this month to No Man's Sky Beyond. Hello Games, the developer, has referred to it as No Man's Sky 2.0, because that's what you call it when you've burnt the ground of whatever 1.0 was and start over saying, hey, it's great now.
It's kind of like a Realm Reborn.
Yeah, a little bit. It's No Man's Sky Reborn. Most of the game systems have been updated or revamped to improve the player experience. Some of the bigger additions to the game are VR support, which I'm seeing lots of people going gaga for. There is now 16 to 32 player support on planets and stations, which is pretty crazy. Multiplayer missions.
Oh, there goes Matt.
Base building. Yep, he's going to go play it now. There are player social hubs. There's dynamic NPCs, creature taming, and writing, which is pretty crazy. There is a Discovery UI overhaul, and there's also been some inventory improvements, which is good because not much space as it was.
Yeah.
Dent and Corley are currently searching for a planet that can be used for a community planet where players can build bases, trade, and help each other out in the game. If you played No Man's Sky when it first came out but were disappointed, give it a try now because it's still valid. If you bought it, you can still play. You might find that things you didn't like have been improved or updated. So post in the Nomads channel if you want to join up in the game. It's amazing to watch. I had a point, but it disappeared. But
Yeah.
but we'll let
I can relate.
we'll let Max chime in. He's got a comment for us.
I did it in VR, and I only did it in VR, but I also got a sense of what all the other game systems are as well. So in VR, it is really, really good for a VR game. Although the flying around above the planet, I think flying is supposed to be okay, but flying around above the planet gave me a little bit of headache. The ground game, though, was really good, being able to do the mining and run around and collect stuff. The other thing that looks really good that I didn't really get to yet is there's this whole concept of base building, and that's what Dent and Corley are going after. You can build up your base, and there's a whole system of you set up a power source, and then you have to connect and wire up your power source to the things you want to power up, and you create these complex bases, and then you have these portals to travel back and forth to your base, to other bases. So
that's the point I was remembering, is that I've noticed that some of our AIEers have actually created a couple of the portal spots and have been sharing those portal location hieroglyphs.
Yeah,
so that's how you get around.
That's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kazric said, back to Destiny, you actually only have till September 3rd to use your BattleNet balance.
Oh, so it's even sooner for that. So, yeah, that's not long. That's like a week.
Yeah, exactly.
So it must be just getting everything they probably wanted enough time to actually fully make sure that everything got saved from BattleNet to Steam.
Yep.
So that's why they want you to use everything. But yeah, get it done now.
Yeah. And they said players may pre-order Destiny 2 Shadowkeep on Steam, but won't be able to play till October 1st. They begin to purchase silver on Steam according to October 1st. So yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Yes, as far as they're concerned, it's going live as a Steam game October 1st.
Yep, exactly. All right. And in WoW news, Gusty Tail and friends will form groups to queue for the Trial of Style, where you'll be given a theme and have mere minutes to select the best outfit from any item you've ever equipped. Then they will take turns voting on those who turned out best. Being in a guild group gives us the chance to help everyone get top honors while still having a great time. They're going to run Saturday, August 31st from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. That's, let's see, do the math, subtract the 2, never
3 to
mind.
5 max time.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And Sunday, September 1st from 10 to 11:30 p.m. Eastern. And then again, Tuesday, September 3rd from 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern. She will do additional runs if there is interest. So let's get out there and be fabulous. And a quick raid update. New Braid is 5 of 8 in Palace as well. They're having fun doing that. I don't know if they got a new boss down last night, but I didn't see anything, so I think it's just 5 of 8. And we have this on the AIEguild.org blog. We have it in the show notes. WoW Classic is launching, good Lord, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. max time.
5 p.m. Central,
Yep.
6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, the goal short term is get past the queue into the game. We're going to form groups for those that want to start leveling, gathering silver, copper to get silver, to get the guild charter. Once we have enough silver, I'll make the run to org, grab the guild charter, teleport back to the starting area to get the 9 signatures we need, run back to org, turn it in, set up the guild ranks, and then we'll start inviting everyone. So if you have any questions, use the WoW Classic channel. We'll be in voice and in the text channel as well in the AIE Discord. So, all right. And the other thing is, in that article, there is also a link to the United Federation of Guilds, which is the other Pagel consortium that's on there, which is CTR, Starting Zone, World of Warcast, Legging Balls, iTunes. There's a Discord for that community that we're going to join as well. So make sure you take a look at that for coordinating activities and things.
Yeah, that was a really cool way that we set up this approach to Classic. Across all of those communities, everybody got together behind the scenes. Tetsemi's been talking to CTR for a long time, and Mew has as well. They pulled us in. All of these other podcast groups have been pulled in as well. Some of them are uniting in one guild, one new guild. Some of them have their own guilds. Everyone is united on 2 different servers. So both factions on both servers. AIE is doing Horde on Pagel. But there's a couple guilds that'll be doing both Horde and another. And the United Guild will be both Horde and Alliance. Then a couple of the other guilds will be there on Alliance. And then if you want PvP, there's a place for people to be on a PvP server. It's Whitemane. You can only roll one faction, but there will be at least some sort of guild structure on both sides of Whitemane, whatever you want to do. Gives us a great opportunity to have a populated server, populated with friends of ours, so we can do bigger events, and we can run this kind of this kind of thing that will hopefully long term allow us to spread out and do whatever we want and have that kind of community events and population sustained that that'll make it really nice for us.
Yep. And we'll skip over SWTOR because we'll talk to them shortly in a bit. Mm-hmm. But in ESO news, 2 new dungeons for Scalebreaker are out, and running them will give you a tablet that you need to open Wing 2 of the Hall of the Lunar Champion. This is the new house that you can get while playing through the current story update. For free, I believe. For free? For free.
Mm-hmm.
You'll need a group to run them, so join us on the mandatory fun night on Friday nights, and you can be helped out getting them. Several of that group have been through them a few times already, and so you got some veterans for you. And speaking of mandatory fun night, it is Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. They run dungeons, clear zones for sky shards, and occasionally they fall off cliffs. So you can tank that floor.
Yeah.
Well, at least Dankinia does, and if you follow closely enough, then you will as well.
Yes,
and that's the fun of it.
Yep.
And in Final Fantasy XIV news, folks are still having fun in the latest Shadowbringers expansion. The weekly full party, I guess that's full party, group activities continue twice a week. They are on Tuesday and Thursday nights. It essentially means that if they can get a full party to do a thing, that they run out and have fun.
Yep.
The Moonfire Fair concludes on the 26th, so that's tomorrow. And the 6th anniversary event for Final Fantasy XIV begins, which is the Rising event. And it is a very fun event. It's essentially an event. It's kind of, and in the past it has been very much so, a fourth wall breaking event. It's because it's basically the developers showing the players directly in the game how thankful they are that they love their game, that they give them feedback, that they're still around, and in the greatest numbers they've had since launch. And so it's also always very interesting to see what they cook up. I know a year or two ago it was actually they took you to like it seemed like their offices, I think, and you got to talk to all the individual developers, so that was kind of cool. And I think last year was a weird little it's kind of Zork like, or I don't know. It was interesting, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this year. There's also a reminder that the Final Fantasy 14 gang is always in Discord voice chat. You'll see people there every day, so feel free to hop in.
Yeah.
And if you haven't checked out the game yet, but are interested, give the free trial a try. It is at freetrial.finalfantasyxiv.com. If you have any questions, you can visit the FFXIV Discord channel in AIE's Discord to ask them, and you'll get some pretty helpful responses.
Yep.
Also, there's a note in here that there are some active Final Fantasy XIV AIE streamers, and that would be Abovan, Duris, and Second Date, and they often will stream together so you can see all their screens at once, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're streaming a lot on Mixer, so
Yeah.
we've got some people striking out into Mixer. Keep an eye on that. That's pretty fun.
Yep.
Yeah, that Final Fantasy crew. There's some of the most active in our Discord as well. So yeah, always people there in voice, just hanging out. So feel free to just even lurk in there if you want. They're definitely taking advantage of that live streaming in Discord, the new feature.
Mm-hmm.
And they tend to pepper the Pixar It Didn't Happen channel with
Yes.
quite a bit of stuff on a regular basis. Lots of cool
You
pictures
need to
like
see
this.
what fun you're missing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
cool.
All right. I lost the notes. There we go. All right. And in Star Trek Online news, Sunday nights are the MFS nights for STO. Greebog, Dent, Corley, and a few others have been in there leading the charge. And I think normally it would start like 5 minutes ago, so we'll have to see if they are actively doing an MFN or if they're just hanging out with us tonight. Very soon, captains among the ranks of the Federation, Klingon, and Dominion factions will be gaining access to most of the Romulan Republic's fierce fleet of starships. This includes many of the legendary warbirds and a number of the other Romulan starships. Though these vessels have been restricted up till now, the galaxy is heading in a direction of increased cooperation and sharing of technology, and the Republic has been benefiting from those arrangements for some time. Their leadership has decided it's time enough to return the trust that's been shown to them and allow their trusted allies the opportunity to test out their singularity technology and specialized starships.
Sounds exciting.
Yep.
Yeah.
It does.
And then other exciting space news. In EVE, a strange wormhole has opened up, and most of the current EVE players are now in a strange space called Azeroth. That's interesting. Seems that they thought it was similar to Dust, but with better options. Ooh, that's a burn on Dust. Poor Dust. It had so much hope and whatnot, but
just didn't pan out.
Yeah, it just crumbled to dust. Anyway, Guild Wars 2 news. ArenaNet is running a Champion Rush event until August 27th. There will be a bonus loot from killing champs in Core Tyria and a token drop that has turned into the Progress Community Rewards. That has to be turned into Progress Community Rewards. So you have to do some active stuff to get that done.
Yep.
There is a link in the show notes to that information. After September 3rd, there will be the not well-named Expansion Boost special event. That isn't very well. It does not mean that there is a new expansion. It will, however, give double XP for mastery progression for the existing expansion. So it's an expansion boost for the previous expansion special event. Yeah, but that's probably more of a mouthful.
Yep.
But we have a link there as well. More significantly, ArenaNet has a big live announcement coming up August 30th. This will probably be about the new Living World season coming up, but they have surprised us before with extras. So check it out.
All
Yeah,
right.
their MFN is on Monday nights.
Yep.
And it's usually a small group, but you can always jump in there on a Monday night. And they've promised as soon as, probably not tomorrow night. I'm not going to get back in there tomorrow night. I got something going on in another
Getting
game.
the band back together? Oh, wait. No, that's the wrong game.
But they promised to take me to fight some giant dragon. We got to fight a dragon during the Summer of Love week.
And that one
that
was
was-
already pretty giant.
It was pretty big. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you think this is big? And so I'm looking forward to that. But no,
Hold my
tomorrow night,
dragon.
I hear there's some Warcraft thing going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably might
Just
have
a
to
little,
go check that out, too.
classic thing. All right. And in Lord of the Rings Online, the Farmers Fair has arrived through September 9th. September 21st, there will be a invasion of Lord of the Rings Saturday Night Live. No, that's not right.
Yeah,
I guess it's the
Electro.
MFN.
Yeah,
it's the
it is.
MFN.
Okay.
Saturday Night Lotro. Yep.
Yeah. Saturday Night Lotro. Okay, that makes sense. All are welcome to attend, as Marcus will be leading all interested people to try Lotro through the intro area for the Race of Man. It's free to play. You just need to download the game. Any questions, feel free to ask Marcus or post in the Lotro channel.
Yeah, the idea is to get as many people as possible to sort of descend on Lotro and give it a shot.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes.
It's kind of what the old Nomad thing used to be.
Yeah, exactly. Let's try this
Yeah,
for
that
a
was the
week
original
and
purpose.
try this for
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah. It's in the spirit of Nomads. Marcus is both going to bring a lot of this, like the SWOTOR crew, the like his raid, his ops team, but then also be pulling in people potentially from like our podcast community across outside of AIE, trying to pull them in, and coming to hang out in Lord of the Rings a little bit. These couple free to play games are just really nice from that perspective. People can just jump in and try it out. And I was in there this week, as I said. I like to go back in there. My warden is my character that I'm leveling up. I probably put about 4 or 5 levels on this week. And last night in the Saturday Night Lotro MFN for Lotro, Corley and Melung and Lucy were in there, and Corley and Melung helped me finish like an elite area and finish off one of my chapters. And it's kind of cool the way you go through the chapters in the story that is parallel with, but not on the same main
Yeah.
storyline as the Fellowship.
Right.
So
there is
it's
a
things
little
that are
bit of
based-
interaction, but mostly it's like you're running
Yeah.
parallel to them.
Yeah, so I was doing a whole bunch of stuff with Radagast this past chapter,
Mhm.
and then Radagast is like, "Oh wait, I gotta go now. I got other things going on," So it's really cool that way.
I mean, Lotro is really a cool world. I mean, I recommend it. And also, if you're thinking that you might want to give it a shot on that day, just to check it out and hang out chat with us and everything, just start downloading the next time you think about it, because it's not exactly the kind of thing where you can show up and then download,
Yeah.
Right.
unless you want to spend the evening,
Downloading.
downloading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Download it now.
Exactly.
And if you have any issues,
That,
just ask
Star
in the
Trek
Lotro
too.
channel. Mal can help you out.
Yeah. Download now, download often.
Download early, download.
It is on Steam.
Check all over.
Corley's pointing out it's on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it on Steam.
So that's great.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I still have the lifetime membership. When you bought it, you could get the lifetime subscription.
Yes.
I bought it because I was really interested, but now I still need to go get the expansions. I just have the base game, and I think up through Mordor. So
Well,
I'd have to check.
log in and check it out. You
Yeah.
may have a whole bunch of currency that you can just buy all that stuff for
Okay.
of the Lotro points,
yeah,
because you've got the lifetime sub.
no, that's true.
They don't
So-
do lifetime subs anymore. Like Star Trek does
Right.
do lifetime subs you can get again. Lotro does not, and I wish they would. I would pick it up if I could.
Yeah,
So yeah, you can probably get everything you want, Tets, at this
cool.
point for
I'll
free.
have to check that out. All right, but with that, let's get back to Seema and Max and find out what is going on in SWTOR that has them all riled up about the PTS.
Not just the D23 stuff that just happened.
Oh, which looks really good. That poster looks amazing.
Oh yeah. And I heard even some other sort of secret rumors coming out of that, and maybe we can talk about it at the end. So there, I changed my background. So I'm trying to keep my backgrounds up with whatever game we're talking about. So I can either be on Coruscant or I can be on. No, that's WoW.
That's WoW. Now he's in Lotro. No, I'm just.
Iocath.
You're back in WoW.
There. So this is Iocath.
Oh, okay. You're looking at the
You've
water.
been spaced in Iocath.
Exactly.
But I'll go. It's inside of a Dyson sphere.
Yeah.
Is Iocath,
That's
which is
right.
kind of cool. So, Seema, you want to kick us off? These are actually your notes too, aren't they? So.
Well, the beginning part, yeah. So, in preparation for the new X Pack that's coming in October,
quote unquote.
No one's going to argue with me on that one yet. Okay.
Well,
Not yet.
BioWare claims September. Seema, who accidentally predicted the exact date of the last expansion like 6 months ahead of time, before they had announced it and before they even knew what they were going to do. Seema has said, what did you say, October 7th?
Yeah, first
Whatever that
Tuesday in
Tuesday is?
October. Yeah.
First Tuesday in October. So Seema says October 7th. But we can talk about our PTS experience and see where they're
Right. Okay. Anyway, in preparation for Onslaught, which is the new X Pack, they've been running a phase that supports new public test server achievements.
Might have to repeat that because we did lose Tets.
Yep. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm back.
Because he's the
Alrighty.
stream, so we might have to repeat that.
Sorry.
All right, so
We're good.
good to go now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so public test server for Onslaught is going to be up soon in a phase that supports achievements. So basically, you earn the achievement on the public test server, and then you get a title for it that you can use in the live game. And the achievements this time are likely to be for running group content. So we're going to be getting groups together to run 5-man groups or ops if we can do it. And there's also PvP groups count. PvP instanced and ranked.
And GSF.
And GSF, yeah, that's the Galactic Starfighter, which is the ship PvP.
Right.
So we encourage you, if you think you might be interested in doing that, to download the test server because I think it's going to be fun, and then we can all wear our titles in the game.
I think you get a title if you log in. I thought if you did the 5 group things, I think you got a mount.
So I read that too, but it didn't seem like it was backed up, so I don't want to get too excited about it. But there's rewards. Yeah, there's rewards. I want the mount.
Is it the Kai Zyken mount?
Yes, the log.
So
It's a log.
Kai Zyken mount is a log.
Yes.
It's just a log. It now moves though, doesn't it?
It moves, yeah.
When they
moves.
first put it in, it was a log that just sat there. You hit your mount button, and it was just a log. You mounted on the log, and it wouldn't move. it was just a log.
Now it moves. If you do anyway, that's supposedly supposed to be the thing.
Yeah.
But also toward the summer, we've been doing the Summer of 300 sort of event, I guess you could call it, where if you wanted to, everyone who's trying to get all 8 classes to command rank 300, a lot of people have made that goal due to the double XP event that went on for about a month. It's over now. But I personally am almost to 300 on all my characters, all my classes. I mean, I have 3 to finish up, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I could do it soon. It won't take long.
She and I are trying to stretch it out as long as possible.
Razor's edge.
Which is going to mean that, it's going to be like the night before where I go, oh crap.
Unexpected downtime.
No. Yeah, no. I'm going to, I think I'll do that after the show, actually.
Yeah.
I have 3 I still need to tick over. They're right on the edge. I kept wanting to do like one a week and sort of stretch it out and maybe even do it during the podcast. So I have 3 more to tick over. But getting a 300 is on all 8 classes was a challenge because For anybody that's not familiar, command rank 300 is sort of like prestige ranks after you hit level cap. So you
Right.
get up to level 70, and then there's 300 of these prestige ranks that you get from basically doing anything in the game. It's easier to get those ranks nowadays, and with the double CXP bonus that we had, it was quite easy. But still, it took a long time for everybody to get all through all 8 of those
Yeah,
characters.
it was more about us not having done it already, because
Right.
I tend to play the same class and then the mirror class, and then so I had basically ignored doing this on my other classes. So yeah, but I'll catch up.
A little bit of work.
Yeah, and then another exciting thing is BioWare has announced a New York Cantina, which will coincide with New York Comic-Con, and there's going to be some AIE people there. So
Yes,
if you're
there
looking
will.
for an East Coast meetup, that would be a good one. And let's see, I put a date in there, didn't I?
October 4th from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern.
At Stitch, whatever that is, probably a bar of some sort.
Yeah, Marcus was familiar with it. So if
I think they did it there before.
Okay. These Cantina events are the BioWare sponsored dev event. So devs are there, the community managers are there. They buy you free drinks for a little bit. They maybe show off some news or at least some screenshots of stuff they haven't showed you yet. They answer questions and they hang out. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go. So I think Marcus is gonna be there. I think Corley's gonna try to be there. Zen from Australia, he's got to travel for work. He may be trying to move a work trip to line up. And then a bunch of the other podcasters, the SWTOR podcasters, are going to be there. Yeah, I'm looking hard. I haven't booked my flights yet, but I'm looking really hard at it. I probably am gonna get out there.
Cool.
If you want to keep up to date on what's happening with the AIEs that are going and where you're going to meet and who's staying where and all that stuff, just come in the SWTOR channel and AIE Discord and ask about it. And I'm sure everyone will chime in with info.
Yeah.
And it looks like Stitch is, it's a Stitch Barn Lounge. It says, drink specials in a split level setting attract the after work crowd to this large watering hole. There you go.
Okay. That's kind of scary that it's selling point is it is split level.
No, it just means there's room, you know.
They stitched it together. That's all it is.
Like,
Exactly.
no, I mean, like, their best feature is that they have stairs.
Or
Hey,
elevators.
it's New York. It's a New York thing.
It's New York, exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. You want to talk about Mega Max?
Yes, Mega Max. That's Mega
Max.
Nice.
So in addition to our weekly MFN, our mandatory fun nights are Tuesday nights in the Star Wars The Old Republic, and we're always doing something fun on Tuesday nights. B. Kavanaugh, one of our officers, tends to think up and dream up the cool things that we do. Sometimes it aligns with Conquest, which is sort of like a weekly guild achievement and guild competition system that's really cool. But then once a month, outside of our MFNs, in addition, we have what's called a Mega, which is a monthly Epic Guild activity. And this was the brainchild of Marcus, another one of our officers. It was a brainchild of Marcus's like a year and a week ago. So it's been going on for a year now. Once a month, every single month, really cool events. This past Friday was our Mega for this month, and it was an old event that we revived and was fun for a lot of people, which is the Fleet Datacron. So Datacrons you find in the game, and you sort of exploration, you search them out. When you click on them, you get a permanent stat boost, like 3 extra points of mastery or whatever. The Fleet Datacron is plus 10 to all stats. You only do it once across your legacy. It's like a legacy achievement. Applies to all your characters, but a lot of people are still new. I mean, we've got characters that have never that are new to the game and have never gotten it, have never seen it, and are doing our MFN stuff and have never done that. So it's really fun, and it's a huge, complicated puzzle. I think it took us like 40 minutes to set up and get through it all.
And this is not a puzzle, and we're not solving the puzzle. We already know the solution to the puzzle.
Yeah.
Well, this is because you have to open these 2 doors simultaneously by hitting these 2 buttons, and then
Right.
You have this special grapple device that grapples you up to these these remote locations, and you have 6 people need to coordinate their activities. And then we also did another trick, which is there's a friendly ability on sorcerers which allows you to take someone in your group and yank them to you. to sort of rescue them. It's sort of like a rescue ability.
Life grip.
And then, so once we had everybody all set up, then we used that rescue ability to chain pull people so they don't have to do all the grappling and everything, to chain pull them so they could go get the Datacron. And then after we all got it, we started public message in general chat on the fleet. We said, anyone on the whole server, for the next 20 minutes, we're going to be doing polls. If you don't have it, if you're new to the game, come on over to the fleet hub. We'll tell you how to get here. We'll pull you up. We'll get you through it, and it'll be great.
Did you have a lot of takers?
No, we only had about 5 takers, 4 or 5, because it's been in the game.
Most people had them, yeah.
Most people have it. But the people who did come by were really appreciative, and it was really cool to be able to do that for them.
It was fun. That's always the fun part, and it's also the easy part because you've kind of done all the cat herding, and now you're just like pulling people through.
Exactly. Yeah.
As a weird aside, I noticed. I don't know if it was ESO. One of the recent updates. They now have it to where if you've gotten their version of Datacrons, the shards, you can buy that, having get it on an alt
with real money, though.
Yeah, real money. But it's interesting that they're kind of flirting with that idea of a central, just like, because I don't think it was always account wide at first. Like, didn't they switch it over?
It wasn't.
At some point?
No, it was character by character before.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they went over to let's just make it on all of them, and that was a cool quality of life improvement. So it's interesting. It's interesting always to see the MMOs kind of learning from each other and flirting with their different ideas.
Yeah, I love seeing that too.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Especially ESO just added new classes, Necromancer. You start adding, more and more classes. People are rolling more and more alts. You have to go do all the old niche things that you've done 15 times on all your other characters. Yeah, it gets a little.
Although, what SWTOR needs to then steal from ESO is how ESO does their Paragon levels, to where it's shared instead of it's per class. So.
Yes, SWTOR needs to. They all need to be stealing things from each other.
But
I totally want them to be on the Oasis. I want them to all be.
Yeah,
that's Ready Player One. I'll just take my bounty hunter, and he'll go into any game and
exactly.
And just from above, and I'll have my color changing wolf pet.
Fight dragons with my Star Wars bounty hunter. That would be the best.
Yes.
Seema would have turtles in all the games.
I would. I mean, that is the one thing that might hurt WoW Classic for me. Well, I mean.
Oh, having to carry them in your bags with your mount?
Well, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to play long enough to get the Sprite Darter hatchling in that.
Yeah.
Yep, in that quest chain in for Alice.
Oh, brief aside. So we were doing the beta test where we had level 40 characters, and I have the collector's edition from Vanilla, and so I had a little panda, and it was following me around. And at one point, we were grouped up, and somebody said, "Did we kill it?" Because it falls asleep, and you just see little Z's coming up from it. It's just lying asleep there. I'm like, no, it's just asleep. It'll be fine. And then we had somebody run over and go, where'd you get that? And I'm like, oh, that was in the collector's edition. Oh, when did that come out? When the game launched.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
So but that's going to be the hard thing, because you only get one of the 3 pets in Classic. You can either have the mini Diablo, the panda.
Oh,
or
boo.
The
Who?
Now I know. So you have to decide which character you want them on. But it takes up a bag slot. So
it does take up a bag slot.
Who was talking about this?
That's the biggest thing.
Lita Lita was talking about this on Azeroth Roundtable. She plays a warlock, and so if she wants to take her pet into raid, it takes up a soul shard spot. So she has to account for not having that extra soul shard because she's got a pet collar sitting in her bag.
Yeah. Classic warlocks don't have bag slots; they have shard slots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh yeah.
But that idea of stealing stuff from other games, so that sort of brings us to what's coming up with the expansion that's coming out that we said. So September,
In
October,
October.
November, whenever it's going to be available.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of things that are coming in, a bunch of stuff that's really cool. But the top thing on their list, one of the selling points, I feel is stealing a little bit from ESO in terms of gear. So we're getting 5 levels. We're getting a new ability, and then they're overhauling the way the gear set bonuses work. And they're actually giving you there's a new slot on your character for a new item as well. So you know how in ESO, or if maybe people don't know, in ESO there's many sets, and you can mix and match sets. You can have 2-piece set bonus, or you can have almost two full sets of gear on your character, because you can have set pieces on the rings and on the weapons. And everything. So I have a Giuliano set, and which is really nice. In fact, I think mostly you have 3 full sets, because one of them is a 2-piece set for your monster set, which is helmet and shoulders. However, we won't be able to have all of those slots, because it's still only the 7 main slots, but you can still mix and match 2 and 4 from 2 different sets, and then the number of sets that are available is going to balloon out right now, and the new sets that are coming, even just at the launch, and they said they're going to be adding more later in 6.0. The new sets that are going to be coming at launch are going to be greater than all of the sets that have previously ever been added to the game.
Wow.
That's some gear chasing.
Yeah.
So just from My Bounty Hunter, you can go on the PTS and you can try out all of the sets. There's 7 sets available just from My Bounty Hunter. And each class then has different sets. And then in addition to that, so those sets are interesting, and they said they want to even get crazy with the kinds of set bonus abilities that they give you. They've added a new item called the tactical slot. And then the tactical item is another item that almost acts as a set bonus all on its own.
Right.
Huh.
It really depending on how dramatic the ability is, it can change your rotation. It can almost give you a new ability. It can give you multiple charges on one of your existing ability to sort of make you more bursty, or it can give one of your damaging abilities healing qualities, or boost to your heals. So you'll have healers potentially mixing in damage and healing as part of your rotation to really customize your character. So they've categorized all of them under Spoils of War, but it did make me think of those ESO sets, which I really liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Or
I think
almost
that's going to be
like the Diablo
interesting.
sets. There's so many different sets in the
True.
Diablo you can mix and match.
Yeah, so I like that, and they talked about it in terms of horizontal progression, which is important in a game.
Yeah.
Because just getting to end level and just getting that final tier, and there aren't a lot of gear tiers in Star Wars compared to like WoW. WoW is definitely a lot of vertical progression. It's definitely flatter in Star Wars. So without horizontal progression, you feel like there's not a lot of progression from time to time.
Yeah.
So being able to seek out these sets, seek out the tacticals, build up your collection, try different things out and change over time, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. And it's a good completionist activity.
Well, and conspiracy theory, when you don't have an operation that's current and new to run, this gives you something to go farm up and go after and get these sets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. In general,
else?
when there's not new content, it's good to have things to fall back on.
Yeah.
Right. But there will be content with 6.0.
Yeah.
What you want to go over some of that, Seema, and what even is your favorite content that's coming, Seema? I don't know. No, between the operation and the
It's not,
planets.
It's not
I mean,
the
there's
legacy
story, there's
Mad
planets,
Bat.
and operation and Flashpoint.
It's the legacy
But I'll show some pictures
material
while
bank,
Seema talks
right?
about it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, that is actually a cool thing they're adding, which is right now we do have legacy storage, which means that we have a cargo vault that we can put things in that you can then remove them from any character on your account. That's what they call legacy, basically. There's some differences, but it's about the same. Now they're going to do mat storage, kind of like they have done in other MMOs. Speaking of getting ideas from other, and Guild Wars 2, where it's stored on a tab, so we can take it out of our inventory completely, which I'm really looking forward to. I think it's going to be very satisfying to empty out all the tabs of cargo vault that I have, cargo hold that I have filled with mats, and be able to put stuff in them that are the things that I do want to access from all characters, but I can't because it's taken up by all these mats.
Yeah.
Mats being materials for crafting.
Yeah, that thing alone makes ESO's subscription worth having. So, have they said that they're going to do that subscription-wise, or is that something you buy premium, or is that just something everyone gets?
Everyone gets.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, which is nice.
So there is going to be new story, obviously. There's going to be involvement from an oldie but baddie, Darth Malgus.
Yeah.
Where
What
is
is he
he?
get up to?
We'll have the continuation of the stories for a couple characters that were introduced recently, as well as a brand new character for the X-Pack, Arn, who's a cyborg Jedi Padawan, who's also like gray-haired. We see in the pictures. We don't know much more than that. So
I don't think he's gray-haired. Well, here
he looks gray-haired to me.
Yeah.
Well, look at this picture. He looks about. No, I think he's only supposed to be about like 25.
I don't know if he has the if he has the gray streak like I do,
Well,
then I thought he had maybe had many lives leading up to this. I thought that was really interesting. So now it's a little less interesting.
Well, he's still not the Padawan. He's not like an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
But he is like 25 or 30.
But a lot of Padawans are not 11 years old. You know that Padawan we fight at the end of
Black Talon.
Black Talon, right? Thank you. I was going to say Black Essilus.
Well, it is Essilus. You're right. It's Essilus because Black Talon. No, you're right. It's at the end of Black Talon.
Yeah.
Oh, Black Talon. So new characters. This were some of the other that were recently introduced in the last content update of 5 months ago. Odessin, Tau. She's a Jedi, like a Jedi warrior, hero of the wars.
Badass.
This is going to be her new Padawan. He's new. But then these are some of the Jedis. These are some of the Imperial characters.
I want to know more about her.
Yeah, what's her name? She's awesome. She's a Imperial agent. No.
The Imperial one.
Yes.
I forgot her name.
Yeah, because
she's really cool.
Yeah, it's an alien in a command rank position who's female, and that really shows the changing face of the structure for the Empire.
Yeah.
Which Malgus has been for from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
That's partly how he fell out of favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what got him into trouble, right? Yeah. And in theory, that's why we had to hunt him down as characters, whether you wanted to or not.
Oh yeah, thank you, Corley. It's Major Henri.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that name too.
That is a very cool character. And you when you're walking through Osis with her and she's telling you the bits and pieces of the story, her dialogue is really well written and crisp and interesting. I recommend it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they did that really well. So that's on Odessin. As you Onderon. It's on Odessin. No,
it's on Osis. Part I'm talking about.
There's too
many O names.
Osis. It's on Osis when you do that story. Rather than you having like walk up to the quest giver and they give you a bunch of dialogue, the first two like missions you have to go do, you have to like go out to the planet, you have to find this location, you have to scan a thing. As you go to each scan point, you have to go like 4 scan points. You bring either this character Tau or Henri, depending on your faction, Imperial or Republic, you bring them along as a companion. So Star Wars has this idea of companions. They fight with you. You have all of your own companions, but then story companions will come with you from time to time too. While you're going around and touring the place and doing the mission, they're talking to you the whole time. So each time you get to like a new trigger point, a new scan point, they'll tell you a little bit more about the backstory, what's been going on the planet, what they've been doing. And I thought that was just a really nice way to sort of stitch that in and make that really alive. You don't have to read because I don't know how to read.
Yeah.
I mean, also talking back on the MMOs borrowing from each other, the bodyguards and Najatar in WoW are function a lot like these
Yeah,
companions.
right.
They're around all the time. They're another sentient being. They're not like a pet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want my little fish goblin girl to be with me all the time.
I do too. I'm so lonely now when I'm in Mechagon because I want my fish.
know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Or
I know.
like some of the current story in WoW actually has you go back to the Broken Shore,
Right.
and then it's like, oh yeah, you're my bodyguard from Broken Shore times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, first
My
time I had,
loon, welcome back.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, wait, where'd this dwarf come? Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I remember you
Yeah. Back in the
in the
mountains.
mountains.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
In
So
the
not-
mountains. All right.
Not Osis, not Odessin, but Onderon
Yes.
is another O planet
Onderon.
that is getting released, and that's the planet that's sort of central to the story. So there's going to be like story and missions and a bunch of stuff. It's a half jungle, half civilized planet. So there's these civilized cities, but then the jungle is really wild with big creatures that like to assault the city and that kind of thing. And it's an old Republic extended universe planet. It's been around. You can look it up. You can look up the lore. It's been in books before. In addition to Onderon being a planet, it's got a moon called Duxon. Duxon's going to be available to us as well, but as an operation. And the lore is Duxon is the moon rotating around the planet, and it's in this weird orbit where they brush atmospheres, and the atmospheres touch. And every time their atmospheres touch in their orbit, really nasty, beastly creatures from the moon, from Duxon, cross over through the atmospheres onto Onderon, and that's why Onderon's under assault so often. So the operation that's coming is based on Duxon, and the main characters in that operation are two things. One is Zerka Corporation. So
Yay.
Zerka is sort of like your typical for-profit
Acme. Anyway.
Yeah.
Acme, or what's the one from Portal?
Oh, yeah.
Not Black
Johnson's.
Mesa, but
Yeah.
what's that?
Yeah.
Aperture.
Johnson. What's his
Aperture
name?
Science.
Aperture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in Aperture Science. They'll just take anything and they'll make a big gun. They'll make a big weapon. And in fact, what they're doing on this moon is, hey, big nasty creature monsters. What if we mutated them even more and weaponized them and then sold them? What could go wrong? So that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Then the
Circa is truly the bad guy you love to hate.
Yeah. Well, it's
They're
almost
awesome.
like the goblins in WoW.
kinda. So
Yeah, it's kind of like Office Space, though. It's sort of like the mean bad corporation. You have a bad day at work, go home and kill some middle managers.
I believe
Exactly.
I believe I was told that these monsters would not be released. So you'll be fighting some of their big creatures, and then the other thing that's happening in this facility is, anytime you get big nasty creatures, there's the Trandoshan race is these guys. So part of Trandoshan's religion is to hunt the biggest hunt, to bag the biggest prize, right?
So the scorekeeper.
The scorekeeper is their god figure, and Jagnath points are what they acquire as part of their spirituality. They get wind of these big prizes, these massive creatures that they can go hunt. So they assault the facility. They decide that they're going to break in here because this sounds like a great hunting time for them. And again, what could go wrong? Well, Trandoshans. So
Everything.
Yeah.
everything. So that's the operation, and that's one of the things I'm most excited for, because that's central to our MFNs. That's central to what we do in AIE. We're still doing all of the operations that have been around the last 6 years, and we do them over and over and over again. We're still going to be able to do that because they're re-level syncing and bolsterizing all of those operations, so still be relevant content. They're putting all of the new gear as drops in all of the old operations still, but we all want a new operation too. So
Yeah.
The level sync is what worries me a little bit. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah. We tried it a little bit. So Seema and I went in there. They're trying to tune it. And basically what it is you get level synced down to whatever the content was. So they're going to lock the difficulty of the content so that no matter how many new levels or that they put on in the future, you'll always just get level synced back down. So
Sort of like how time walking works in WoW, except available all the time.
Right.
But permanent. Exactly.
Yeah, or Final Fantasy 14, although I wonder if they're going to allow the unsynced method still too. If you just want to plow through there. Nope, they're doing away with that entirely.
No, you can't. Yeah, there isn't going to be any soloing old content, which
that's a bummer.
That seems unfortunate.
Yeah,
I agree. I enjoy that.
But the easy modes are pretty. I think they're too easy. They probably turn them up a little bit. But the easy modes you'll be able to do an operation probably with half the people. If you're end game geared and you want to do a story instead of 8 people, you'll probably be able to bring 4 or 5 people and just plow through it.
That's good for MFN where we end up with 12 to 14.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So far, that's what it seems. Now, if they crank up those difficulties, then they could be more of a challenge for us because right now we can go into easier content with 12 people instead of 16 and clear it out. But so we'll have to see. You want to talk about Mech Shah, which I'm also really.
So there's another new zone / planet called Mech Shah. It's going to be like a cyberpunk / pirate theme.
Yeah.
So
I wish I had more pictures.
Really looking forward to it.
Nar Shaddaa, like more piratey, less.
It's not quite Rishi, not quite Nar Shaddaa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Merge the two.
An asteroid. It's an asteroid that's been half mined out, so it's sort of like a half open shell of the asteroid, and then they built a city inside of that asteroid. I switched over to my screen. So they built up this sort of cyberpunkish city inside of that asteroid. So there's a big force field that covers the outside of the city. It's still a shipyard where they're building ships, and the mining operations stuff still exists. But this really sort of cyberpunky, Nar Shaddaa-ish a little bit. City is then built up inside this half open shell of the asteroid.
Gotcha.
And it looks really cool.
Yep.
I like cyberpunk in my tech MMO games. So
of course, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. And then a flashpoint. So the story, it sounds like a major plot point of the story will culminate in an assault on Corellia. So Corellia is.
Well, I mean, what else do you do in Corellia? Because you're always assaulting it.
Yeah, it's always been beat up.
I think Corellia gets a bad rap, though. I mean, at least on Corellia, if you look at the map, you can follow.
Oh yeah.
It's not like some places I know where it's on multiple levels and.
Right, but it's still been busted up for the last 6 years.
Yeah. No, but Corellia, it's just easy. If the object is above you, you go below, and if it's off to your right, you head left, and then you'll get there eventually.
But at least you can look at the map and go there, unlike Nazjatar, where the map was no help at all.
No.
Yeah. So this is concept art that they did for the assault on Corellia. And this was a cool story when they talked about this concept art. Said, what they called it like key art or something?
Yeah. What they give the developers to say, this is the mood.
Right. So that the designers get with some artists, they describe what's going on. One of their top artists then creates this wallpaper, this panorama, this big mural, and then says, this is the feeling of what we're going for.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so Corellia is getting assaulted and blown up even more than it already is. Go to Axial Park, and there's still the zoo creatures are all still running around the streets in Corellia for the last 6 years because it's been busted up and under assault for years and years. But Seema, are you going to roll a Nautilon? New character, new race coming in 6.02.
Be hard not to, won't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
They look real familiar though. I swear I might have had one like that, or maybe I've just seen them a lot.
Yeah.
So there is NPCs in the game,
That could be it. I must just
but
see them a lot.
they're not playable. They're old school Star Wars races, so
Mhm.
Nautilons have been around. There was a baby one in Men in Black that Will Smith had to deliver in the back of the car.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes.
But yeah, Nautilons are in as a playable race. Anything else, Seema? What else are we missing? There's
I'm
a
sure we're
lot.
missing
Did you
something.
forget Cherry Kefis?
Where's my picture of it? So that they've done periodic reveals of more and more. So we said in the Cantina events, for some reason they dubbed. It's not this guy, but there's another guy. The first boss was revealed. That it was actually revealed and confirmed on
Working Class
Marcus
Nerds.
and Nick's
Working
Class Nerds podcast. They did a
Yeah.
live interview with some of the devs. That is where they confirmed that the pictures that they had showed is one of the bosses. That's the one from Men in Black.
Yeah. That's a Nautilin.
Yeah.
It's basically a Nautilin, right?
Exactly.
The eyes are right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been on the PTS. We've been playing it on the PTS. We've been trying all this stuff out. The biggest thing that they've been putting on the PTS is the gear and the abilities. So we did a couple of our podcasts live from the PTS, so we could try that stuff out and we could talk about it. Last week we were talking all about what the bounty hunter abilities and set bonus felt like. Seema, mostly you play healer, right? And it's feeling
Right.
Well, I mean, what was you were fine with the healing updates so far, weren't you? I was.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
just extra salty.
Like you said, there's 7 bounty hunter sets. I really only played around with one sort of generic set, but yeah, I'm pretty. I mean, it's not some of the things that we were dreaming about.
Not
but-
yet, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of it
What's
seems
giving
to me
you
to
the
be
hesitation
PvP.
that it's not going to be out in September?
I never thought it was going to be out in September because it just doesn't.
Yeah.
But now, because of the PTS, the state of the PTS, where people like all the stuff we've talked about, only a fraction of that have we actually seen on the PTS. So that makes people think it's not ready
Okay.
Right.
and can't be ready in a month.
Yeah. Even like the inventory management for your materials,
Right.
that's in, but the window isn't even drawn. Isn't even finished drawn.
And even though the gear stuff is in, it still has a lot of placeholders.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even the flavor text on items seems like it's not the live version.
Gotcha.
And I mean,
but there's some hilarious stuff in there.
there is, but that's a huge job.
It is.
Yeah.
If you're introducing a crap ton of gear that all has flavor text on every piece,
And then it's all got to be localized. So
Yeah.
I would expect it would have to be done now for everything to be localized, packaged, ready for shipping and ready to go if they were going to make their original end of September target. Still in October, possible. I think it's
well, I
possible.
mean,
in
my
October.
my date of early October isn't that different from their date of
Of
late
last September,
so-
yeah.
So we shall see as far as that goes.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little bit later too, but you know, it's a lot of stuff, and they're not dripping things out ahead of time. Like they
Right.
did put in like a placeholder, like a flashpoint, an early flashpoint, like the prelude to Shadow of Revan, which was kind of cool and would have been cool to have along the way. But with the PTS and the PTS achievements and us, getting the guild in there and getting to play around, and at least on the podcast, we've got content to talk about because they keep putting blog posts
Right.
out about the new systems and how they're going to work. And we were playing with crafting and what we see and that, which isn't done, but we got to look at it.
Yeah, didn't you make one item and then throw your computer against the wall?
Yes, I rage quit crafting because it's a new tier, so I get that, but they like increased the number of materials and effort to make this new tier like by an order of magnitude. Even for like the basic crappy gear that I will never make because it's basic and crappy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was a little salty about that on the podcast. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's it for me. I'm happy to answer questions online if you do or cat.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
How about you, Seema? Anything?
Yeah.
I think that's enough to cover. I think we
Yes.
have to look forward to.
All right.
We used up our time.
Yeah.
And that
thank
too.
you guys for coming.
And then some.
Yeah.
Well, we had WoW Classic to talk about too, and streaming difficulties and echoes.
It's never Max and I talking a lot. It's never that.
All right. That is our show tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting show titles, we want to thank Seema and Max for joining us. Thank you again so much. And
thanks.
Let's see. I don't think we're doing any streaming this week because I think Dent was AWOL from Lotro, so they are not doing their
Star Trek. Yep.
Or STL.
Star Trek.
Yeah. So they're not doing their MFN. So, all right. And Max, you are on Twitter as @MaxTheGray, and Seema, you are on as AIE Seema, correct?
Right. That is correct.
Yes.
Although a better place to find me is going to be Discord always.
Yes. Yep. We are hanging out in the AIE Discord.
Indeed. Well, if you have a question or comment about our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. You can also follow us on Twitter. The show is @AIE Podcast. I am @TheMewCow. Makala is @CyberWife. And Tetsemi is @Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us on our website, which is aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And our Discord server for chat is aie-guild.info/discord. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at keyswithsoul on Twitter or visit his website, keyswithsoul.com. And now it's time to play all of the great AIE member segments we received this week, including Overly Dramatic News from Hunts the Wind and Ask Buxley from Buxley.
All right. And next time we will be talking to, you know what? Like I said, I think Lars wins. I will fix this in post, but we will be talking to one of our other games quickly.
Yes.
Hang on. All right. I have it right here. We will be talking to Eve. I think it's Eve. It's Eve or STO. No, it's either Eve or STO. So we'll
find out soon.
We'll find out soon. Yep, exactly. One of the two space things. We gotta go space, fantasy. We're good. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
So until then, AIE, this is Tetsemi.
And this is Mewcow.
And this has been, the AIE Podcast.
Indeed.
Later, everyone.
Yay. See, we got our sign off in there.
Titles.
Yeah. Lars got one. We'll fix it in post. Which, good Lord, that's accurate. MMOs should steal more. I like that one, Seema. Classic WoW and Future SWTOR. All right. Yeah, so Max and Seema, you actually get to pick this one, so.
Oh.
Yep.
I know.
Guests pick.
And you can pick your own, that's fine.
I picked that Max picks.
Oh, you victim tiered him. Very well played.
Well, then let's pick Seema's suggestion.
All right. MMO should steal more. I like it. All right. That will be the title. All right. Chat room, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream.
Bye, chat
Thank
room.
you for putting
Bye,
up
everyone.
with us.